Bring on the wrecking machine.
Greetings, fellow Empyreans. I am Astrothi, the voice of a New Eden, and I was not in any way ready to go live. I know this is early and whatnot, but we have a bit. I had a bit of an emergency. I was so basically the short of it is that you can see here that the global progress of this event. We joined Amarr faction warfare today, so that way we could do the capture complexes thing. Because my standings with Amarr is not sufficient enough for me to be able to join faction warfare or Amarr on my own. But the problem is that the global progress is quickly ticking up and going to complete soon, and I still need to get 4 more sites. I started with 0 today, and so I'm out here just trying to get as many sites as I can, so that way I can complete my task before the entire thing was completed. So it's been go, 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 literally since like I've woken up. But now I was like, okay, well, I'm, you know, it's getting close to stream time. I'm just going to go live, and so that way if anything embarrassing happens, it happens while I'm on stream. So far, so good. I do notice, though, that I am now stuck in a Corruption 5 system, so this is going to be a fun time. Let's see what happens. So I'm in a Tristan, so that way I can do scouts, because they're the fastest ones, and then also my home station is in Dodixie, so I really don't want to get potted. Where do I at least... Shit. I don't even know. Do I have... No, I don't have any augmentations in, so that's good. But I don't want to get killed, let alone potted. Certainly not potted. I need to do a total of, I think, yeah, I need to do 4 more sites before the collective does another 140, which should be fine. We're going to go to the Scout Basic 1. Basics are great. They are 5-minute timers. They do have extra stuff, but only certain T1 frigates can get in, including this Tristan. So once I'm inside, I'm pretty good, and I can kill the rats fast enough that it's fine. We'll see whether or not they try to catch me on the outside. Probably not. Yeah, he can't. That Navy issue courser cannot get inside, even if he comes here. Cannot be inside either because it's a scout. I asked whether or not people wanted to do like me just playing the game, people seem to be interested in making sure that, like, if I'm playing, it's best if I'm streaming. So I decided to do that. I don't even know if everything's set up right. I don't even know if you can hear me. I'm going to double check stuff once I get set up. But if obviously my attention is elsewhere at the moment, I got to get this Rifter killed. All right, where are we at? Hey, Mila. Okay. Looks like everything's working great. Awesome. Awesome. I'm not sure exactly what all we're going to do today. I didn't even take my dog out today, so I'm going to have to clean probably whatever happens to be left in the house after this. But, like, I was nervous last night that this task would be over before I could even join the militia. I woke up this morning and saw that the global progress was at 90%, and I was like, oh, shit, I got to drop everything and just do it. So I've managed to get 8 out of 12 in the time that they've gotten 4% progress. So I am on track to be complete, but I just can't mess around, man. I gotta go. That's what I've been doing. Feel free to ask questions, hang out. How's it going, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. All that sort of shenanigans. Let me know if I've missed anything today that we can chat about. I do have lots of things on my mind to talk about, but again, like, this became kind of urgent, and it was either miss my stream time or just quickly put up the stream and let it roll. I decided to quickly let the stream go and let it roll, so that way it's at least, like, recorded and everything, and hopefully people come in and hang out, even though it's early. I don't know, man. We're just trying different things. Shuttle isn't going to come in, obviously. So the nice thing about these basic sites is that they're 5 minutes long, but the rats do spawn more often, so it's basically how fast you can kill the rats. And the other problem with these rats are, kind of like the rats from the event site, I've noticed that these rats are very fast. They do slow down once they get in position, but they seem to want to stay with their micro warp drive on a lot longer than I would have expected. Wait. Can I scram? Wait. I scrammed the Rifter. Oh, no, never mind. I was about to say, I think I scrammed the Rifter and his speed immediately dropped. That might have been true, but I'm not 100% sure if that's correct. Either way, the point is that the rats, the new rats, are very, very speedy. They don't seem to... Okay, so here we have a Federation Navy Comet. I really hope that's friendly. I'm going to take the fight either way. No, he can't come in. Federation Navy Comet cannot come into a basic. So, safe. Yep, there he goes. While I'm in these sites, I'm relatively safe. There is a whole bunch of front lines all together, which is where I've been kind of... There's a lot of people out in space right now. I've been having to dodge a whole lot of shenanigans. And then I noticed that this system in particular is fully corrupted. So once I try to get out of here, we're going to have to be very careful about bubbles. There's the Rifter. So the site is halfway done. We've had 2 Rifters, so we're going to have probably at least 1 more before it's done. How's it going, guys? What's your guys' progress with the campaigns? I have 2 done for the Mimitar. 1 done for the Galente, and 1 done for the Amar. No. I have 2 done for the Amar. So this is going to be my 3rd task for the Amar complete. I don't know, man. I'm struggling to understand why I should touch any of this. Rewards are not so great. It would take me out of my routine. High sec seems to be mayhem, so why? Well, I mean, I do like the titles. For me, it's just... The whole point is that, as I've said many, many times, the whole point of the game is that you got to have goals. And so, the point of it is, like, you can have extrinsic rewards, like LP and payouts and stuff like that. And there is some of that. But you can also have intrinsic rewards. I want to see how many of these tasks I can complete. That's just a challenge of mine. That doesn't... Different people engage with it in different ways. That said, if you want to maximize your value of it, maybe you could start looking into what these people that want to do stuff need, right? I actually think that the new mining sites are really, really cool. It's a good opportunity for like public fleets and stuff. So it's a good opportunity for outreach and be supporting of the community. But also like, you know that faction warfare is a bigger deal. So, providing proper ships and equipment to faction warfare pilots is lucrative. There's other, like, knowing what people are into and having these things kind of change up what is important versus not. You can find secondary ways of profiting or engaging with the content as well. But I mean, it doesn't have to be for everybody. I'm enjoying it because I want the titles. I want to be able to show off how many tasks I've completed. That does it for me. I spent an hour. I'm spending time every day looking at the tasks for the day, looking at the tasks for the next day, figuring out what am I going to do today? What am I going to do tomorrow? Watching for mining sites spawning, so that way I can get orcas in the correct position. It's just a lot of different things for me to engage with. And the point is that the most valuable things are the things that keep you interested for the longest, right? The best ISK per hour, or the best ISK thing, is not necessarily the thing that's the best ISK per hour, but it's the thing that engages you with for the most number of hours, in an interesting way. I've never done... Oh, those are both not going to be able to come in here. I've never done Amara Faction Warfare, so this has just been a good opportunity for me to jump into here. I also need some LP in order to get some Dragoon Navy issues, so that's the real reason why I'm here. Crucifier can also not come in here, because that's an electronic warfare frigate, and basic only allows attack and combat frigates, so Crucifier shouldn't be able to come in here either. Okay, fair, thank you. Yeah, no problem. The real thing is, it's just simple stuff to keep things jittery, to make different things interesting at different times, to give you reasons to do different things. Because these things also are rewarding in their own right. I mean, mining Scordite under boosts is good-ish. Doing faction warfare is great. Doing the exploration rewards can be great. All right, I need... Oh my god, we're getting so close. I need another scout. Do we have another scout? No. Golly. All right, so... Now, the comet can also not come in here. We are going to see if I can find... Where am I going to go? If I'm not here, where am I going to go? I'm going to go back this direction. But if I go back that was definitely not what I wanted to do. I'm going to go back that direction. Then I'm going to need to get through a gate. In order to get through a gate, I'm going to have to deal with probably bubbles. There's a stabber fleet issue. One other filtered. Descan all. Wait, what? Do I have one that's everything? I should have an everything. Okay, great. So Flosa Swing Gate is clear right now. Let's go.
Warp drive active.
Okay, well, I mean, was clear. An Executor and 2 Augurers are going to have a lot of... I mean, like, that's all just logi. That's not going to get me. Probably connected... Maybe connected to the Stabber, but I don't think the Flosis Wind is fully corrupted. Let's find out. No. Flosis Wind is not fully corrupted, so that's good. Here's another Scout Basic, so we're going to go there.
Warp drive active.
I didn't notice whether or not it was open or not yet, so that's probably a mistake. We're going to set this back to 5 AU, 360 while I warp in. Now I should have eyes on the thing. It should be fine. Yeah, it's fine. We're going to slip inside this basic. Like, I didn't need to do this task today, but again, like, if it wasn't already at 95%, like, I wouldn't feel the pressure to go do it. And there's something about my ADHD brain that really likes a thing that's like, hey, by the way, if you start right now, you can do it. And if you let it slip by, then it slips by. That makes me go, okay, let's do it. Well, how's it going, guys? What about the rest of you? Are you guys interested in this expansion so far? Have you guys been engaging in the tasks? We have, so in the military campaigns, you can see I have 2 done for the Amar, so I'm going to get a title after this. I have none for the Caldari, because screw the Caldari. 1 done for the Gallente, and 1 done for the Mimitar. I still need to do Gallente faction warfare stuff. Their first faction warfare task was insane. I haven't even looked at the new tasks for the day yet, or if there is new tasks for the day yet. Again, I just saw 90% complete, and I was like, oh god, and rushed out here. Let me switch to this version. I can pull up Peld just in case we get into a fight and we want to see how exciting it was. All right, 4 minutes. We're going to have at least 3, maybe even 4 spawns between now and then. A lot of people in local. I did have one spooky thing earlier where I did have somebody come in on me in a Punisher while the rat had me pointed. So that's why actually everything's kind of burned out a little bit, because I had to overheat my afterburner to stay away while I killed the rat and then warped off. That was exciting. Unfortunately, that happened before stream, which was another big reason why I was like, oh, I should probably be on stream. There goes some capsules. Arthur and Lab. So the neutrals are in capsules. That doesn't help me at all. A lot of war targets, man. Is there anything else for them to be doing? Yes, there's a mining ambush. So the chances are all of those war targets are doing the mining ambush. Let's see. Mining ambush. Yep, all those Vexers doing the mining ambush. So good, that means that they're not coming after me. The mining and Gallente mining site was cleared in 90 minutes. Yeah, well, so especially since the Gallente have 2 of their mining sites stuck in invasion, or in lawless systems right now, last I checked. It makes it so that that 3rd mining site, whenever it spawns, just gets devoured right away. 90 minutes is actually kind of a long time. We got it done in 50 minutes the other day. I will say, if anybody wants to complain as a Gallente that it's like, oh man, we've got all these lawless stuff, you know that insurgency, the counterinsurgency, has already basically won. As long as as soon as they destroy that fob, which is vulnerable, I think, right now, if you destroy the fob, the insurgency ends. So if you're mad about those 2 mining sites being inside of an insurgency, get some people together and blow up the fob. It's just that simple. The problem is that a lot of people that want to do the mining site are waiting on Galmill to do that. But the problem is that Galmill really likes killing miners too. So chances are they're not coming to rescue you. Not to mention the fact that both the Guri and the Caldari will likely defend the fob right now, because it's greatly to the advantage of the Caldari to let that FOB continue to impact those mining sites. Harsh reality, yeah, kind of. Once again, we are in a basic, so this comet cannot get in. And there's a new rat. Now that Navy 1 definitely can allow the comet in. Would that be the same people that then complain about the Galente being screwed and that's scripted? I mean, maybe. I don't really know if Galmil to really care too much about. I mean, Galmil guys will mostly just complain that FC loves Caldari. Most of the time, I don't know if you've noticed, historically Galmil have ignored whatever the RP objective is for the purposes of securing victories within the war zone. They are very focused on warzone ownership, more than goal completion, historically. That said, everybody likes to kill miners that are PvPers, right? So, the other thing is that the God honest truth is that the initial tasks have a full 110 days. Like, there's not a limited time to complete these tasks. So the tasks that happen first, like, it's okay for there to be a setback. In the long run, it doesn't matter. In like a week at most, the insurgency will be over, and then you'll be able to mine all of the stuff that you can, and the task will complete. It's really those last 15 to 20 tasks that are happening, you know, later in like a month or two. Those are going to be the ones that decide whether or not a project, you know, one of these campaigns succeed or fail. Doesn't matter how hard the current things are, even the ones that say kill specific faction ships, within the next 100 days, someone's going to figure out how to commit themselves to completing it if they want to. It's those final tasks that are going to give you less time to complete them, and therefore are more disruptible. Okay, so this one's done. I need two more, guys. Small Navy 1 is not opened, so let's go ahead and open it.
Active.
People say it jokingly most of the time. I don't know about that. I think that there's a lot of people that just argue it's scripted. Now, I would say that if you wanted to argue, it's not scripted. This event is not scripted. I would argue that having all of them complete their tasks is kind of a foregone conclusion right now. Like, it is heavily weighted in one direction or another. In other words, it's weighted in the direction of completion. But that's, I mean, like, basically, as long as people are interested in engaging with it, they will likely be completed. That doesn't mean it's a foregone conclusion, because people could choose not to do it. It just means that, you know, we are capable of doing it, and there is theoretically the way for it to fail. It's still better than, say, like the Stargate Trailblazer event, which had no way to fail, period. That was scripted. So even though you could say that this is a foregone conclusion, I mean, we also said that, you know, taking a system back once it has become progressed was impossible during invasions, and yet Edencom did it during Arshat. So foregone conclusions are not guaranteed, as it turns out. Of all 4 campaigns, only the military have completed 2 of their tasks, because the Caldari, sorry, only the Caldari, because Caldari are insane at getting their shit done, and we've always known that. 07 hybrid. I spent last night mining in the Amar sites with some of the folks from Lumen. They were very, very friendly, and I enjoyed spending time with them. I actually, it's been very heartwarming that, like, basically everywhere I go, I keep running into people that are like, "Oh, hey, Ash," and I'm like, "Yeah." It's super cool. It's great. The mining sites and the bulwarks is by far, in my opinion, the best thing about this expansion. The military, the new epic arc is probably the worst at the moment. I don't know. It'll get better, but my character's Caldari, so I should support them. I mean, you can if you want. I don't fault somebody for being a dirty squid. I just acknowledge the fact that you're being a dirty squid. says the guy who joined Amar militia. I guess I don't really have a way to talk right now. I have never been in Amar militia before. It's fun. By the way, I've been thinking, if anybody has the SOE Epic Arc ready to go, and you want to do it in the next day or two, I'm willing to pay ISK for you to run the Epic Arc and finish it with me in the fleet with you, so that way I get some standings. SOE Epic Arc for the Amar specifically. So if you're going to do the SOE Epic Arc for the Amar, I'll probably pitch you like 50 million. Especially if you do it in the next 30 hours. Additionally, as soon as I know, like, we should have a price by the end of the day or whatever. Our goal is to have projects within the convocation. So Malro should have projects for the different ore from this event stuff. So that way, because the idea is that you turn in the ore to us, we can have, or if you have ore and you don't want to turn it in, you know, we have people who can do the reprocessing for you. You want to have maximum simple asteroid ore reprocessing skill plus the bean counter, plus, you know, find a good, hopefully rigged, hopefully Tatara, hopefully with low taxes for you to be able to get the absolute most out of it. So you can either turn it into us, we'll give you fair value, or you can have myself or somebody else that has those qualifications do the reprocessing for you. You can reprocess it less efficiently if you want to. You're just, you know, throwing away value. Could a cruiser complete which? The Epic Arc? The cruiser is not allowed in the Epic Arc. Only destroyers are. If you really, really, really wanted to do the Epic Arc today, really what you just need to do is make sure you have a destroyer for each of the 4 empires built and staged correctly, so you can use them for the missions. Even then, you're going to have a little bit, you'll probably struggle in a couple of the parts, but having pre-staged equipment, especially destroyers, especially your combat capabilities, because they don't give you weapons for whatever reason, having that pre-staged before you even go into it is critical to trying to get it done. But just realize that it is just an exercise in frustration. You can go watch yesterday's stream. It was like 5 hours of me trying to get it done. Now, granted, I didn't do it 100% smart, you know, whatever. I tried to use as much as I could the equipment that they either gave me or that was available already in Manifest. But it is clearly not designed for newer players with the equipment that they provide you during the event or during the site. Oh, the SOE? The cruisers can absolutely do the SOE Epic Arc. The problem with the SOE Epic Arc is that there's a lot of travel. So your ability to get around ends up being your #1 component. I just realized I'm in a small, not a scout. I need to keep that in mind, so that way I don't think I'm safe when I'm not. So often it's recommended to go with like a destroyer. There are SOE Epic Arc suggested fits in the community fittings. Destroyer, assault frigate. I've done it, I think, in a pacifier before. You want to be as fast as possible and do at least 120 DPS to kill Dagon. But otherwise, most of the Epic Arc is travel. The new champions from the new release is here to stay, or will it end like Capsuleer Day? The new champions? I don't know what you mean by new champions. If you're talking about the new modules, the new modules are here to stay. Obviously, like, it's not like the modules disappear when the event ends, but they may not have a known source. My guess is that each of the empires or each of the factions are going to end up having their own offering when it comes to things like faction modules for things like military campaigns. And so chances are every time the Amar have a military campaign, these will be the faction modules and stuff that are used in those stores. Now, they could change the skins, they could change other stuff too. They'll probably make faction modules ongoing, you know, acquirable, but that isn't necessarily guaranteed. That's just speculation. Ah, campaign rewards. Yeah. So I think I answered your question. It is the only, like, we don't have a guaranteed continual source for them, but chances are they will either be available in subsequent military campaigns, put into the LP store, or something along those lines. The thing I keep thinking about is, like, so if you remember a couple years ago, Upwell did their whole project, and so they came out with the faction tractor beams and stuff that were turned in. I was thinking about how, like, so in the winter we're going to have a new military campaign, and that one's going to tie into Vanguard. And so, like, you could think of the Upwell, those Upwell consortium items being the items that would be in a consortium campaign reward turn-in point. And so, like, maybe this winter Upwell will have something to do involving Vanguard that allows you to re-get those consortium items. But without that being true, those consortium items that could be gotten during that event right before Equinox, they currently have no known ongoing source. So that I think so. So I think that might be how it's all related. But I mean, it's all we're just gonna have to see how it all plays out long term. I think it would be pretty crazy for them to try to introduce 4 or 5, 10 new faction modules every military campaign. That would explode the numbers so much. So I want to believe that they would just reuse these ones and make sure, because faction module, cutting off officer modules to make sure that there's no new source after their initial seed, like with some of the previous events that we've recently had, that makes sense. Officer mods are supposed to be billion of ISK. It makes sense that they're very, very common at the very beginning and then just basically never available ever again, so they just become increasingly valuable over time. But faction modules usually should have ongoing sources, or at least repeated sources. Not always, but should. Yeah, we joined Amar Militia for the day, at least. Trying to get the accounts ready for the SOE arc. Can I do everything except the final mission? So you kill Dagon, and then you turn in Dagon's body. When you turn in Dagon's body, that's the final one. A lot of people like to wait until they kill, like, as soon as you get the mission to kill Dagon, then you can, let me know, I'll get in the fleet, you can kill Dagon, and then turn it in, and we get it. Right before you kill Dagon, it gives you the choice of which one of the 4 empires you want to work with. That's when you want to choose Amar for it to work. So we have, this small has 4 minutes left. And then there's a new basic. And once I finish those 2, I should be completely done with this task. And then I'll be able to, like, relax for a moment and focus on other things. In the meantime, just enjoy the smooth sounds of me continually hitting a D-scan like a frantic water bird. I can't do Faction Warfare as Amar because of Capsuleer Day, so I kind of need to gain rep for them on this account anyways. That's literally why we put the Invited into Faction Warfare, because into Amar, because my personal standings with Amar isn't high enough. I'm at still like -2 unmodified. But the Invited, or the Order of Thelemic Ascension as a whole, has, I think, barely enough standings to do it. Caldari already did 2 objectives. How many players did they have? All of them. Caldari traditionally has much more support than any of the other empires. Now, that may change over time. A big reason why that was because Jita, right? In order to join Galmil, you had to lock yourself out of Jita. That's not necessarily true anymore, but obviously that's a relatively recent change, and so demographics haven't shifted yet. But, Caldari's attachment to Jita has always made Caldari Militia far more popular, but also much less cohesive than Galmil tends to be. Now, Gallente civil wars and other shenanigans have made the Gallente less cohesive, but and that's one of the reasons why the Gallente have been doing not as well in the last 5, 6, 7 years. Because, like, historically, when the Gallente were doing really, really good for like a decade, that was why. It was because the Caldari was more multitude, more people, but Gallente were far more cohesive, organized, and dedicated to fighting, because they joined the Gallente in spite of the fact that they would lose access to Jita. So they ended up being significantly more tenacious fighters for the most part. But over time, Galmil lost their cohesion, and Caldari gained some cohesion with some groups that were focused on that. And the Gallente have never really come back from that. It'll be nice when Minmatar does no tax stuff. Hopefully there'll be a drift and trade hub. I wouldn't necessarily think that, like, oh, the next one will be the Minmatar gets to do their trade hub. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be that straightforward, but maybe. It's still deep in Caldari territory. You can get ganked a lot. Yes, but you can still, like, so already, like, back in the day, we would use jump freighters for most of our supplying in the war zone from Gallente. And a big piece of it is the ability to use filaments or other things like that within Jita. If you're fast, you can get ships out of Jita, no problem. I know that in general, the population is more behind the Amarr goal than anything else. Also, like, Amarr, our peers, as much as I like, Caldari faction warfare is much more aggressive, but Amarr and Minmatar, our peers, are significantly more loyal to the RP for the most part. They both, especially Amarr, but also Minmatar, but especially Amarr, have groups that are highly dedicated to forwarding the Empress's will. They'll do whatever the Empress tells them to. The thing is that, remember, the Caldari finishing their objectives early just shut out other people from being able to participate. So it's a double-edged sword. For a campaign, my only issue is that the singular influence of players is very minimal. It could be double and still small. I would say that it's imbalanced. 12 plexes is a lot of work and incomparable to one mission. Like, the fact that the mission task is only one mission to maximize your objective is disappointing. Like, it just doesn't feel like 12 plexes in one mission are equal amounts of effort to complete a task, even close. In fact, it would almost be better if it was the other way around, because, faction warfare is significantly bigger ask than mission running, so it should provide more rewards. Now, it is worth noting that, from my understanding, different tasks can offer different faction rewards, like PvP tasks. We'll look at this when I'm done with this last site, but PvP tasks, I believe, give better faction standings bonuses than PvE tasks. But we'll be able to look at that as soon as this task is over, which is one more site about 7 minutes from now. Also, make sure you accept missions. I accepted those missions and they're still available to complete still, but you need to accept it before it finished. I mean, that's better at least, but it's still, like, not good. Especially since you need to complete 20 tasks for the final title. So you actually need to, like, aggressively be helping the Caldari if you want to ensure that you're going to get that, because any tasks that you don't get on top of, as you can see, they're going to just finish it with or without you. Also, the Caldari tasks were overall pretty easy. The faction warfare task was the much more easier task of the two to complete. And the hacking task, while difficult because those are dangerous, required significantly less contribution to actually complete it. So less people got to participate in it, as far as I can see. Because it requires less actions, less you know, the participants is lower. The only goal that seems to be difficult to complete right now is the one about killing enemy militia dudes that happen to be in faction ships. Like, that is by far the biggest ask, and you can see that. We'll look at all of this, like I said, as soon as this site is over. We'll take a step back and look at where we're at with the campaigns.
To give the command to a drone requires
We're at 95%, and I have one more site to complete, so I'm absolutely going to finish it. Sweet. No, the Amartax Haven will begin, like, what CCP has said, or what FC has said about it, is that it will begin next expansion. That could theoretically change. I'm suspicious about how these campaigns are going to relate to, say, the major update patch that happens halfway through the expansion. But they suggested that it would be the next expansion is when we see the results of this military campaign. So basically the next season. And then, of course, the next, or at least the winter season's campaign will likely be directly connected to Vanguard in some way. Whether or not there will be other things going on, how this is going to evolve over time, still widely unknown. This is just the first iteration. Hey, I'm kind of safe right now. We've got no war targets in system, so if anybody goes suspect, then maybe I have to worry about something. But until then, I'm not nearly as worried about D-scan. We have about 3 minutes plus 2 or 3 rats, so maybe 4 minutes to go. If the opponent factions just deny the fly non-Navy ships, the other side would not be able to accomplish their objectives. I think FC might change this objective. I mean, I think so too, but Satonia in stream yesterday just simply said that the Navy ships are the most common ships flown in faction warfare right now. So they could just assume that that just isn't going to happen. Like, that would require a pretty coordinated effort. And so it's difficult for any given person to ensure that they are completing their goals. But just based on the way that things work out, it makes sense for them to assume that it will complete over time, because enough people will choose to fly in Navy ships. $2,000 meters per second. Just going. Although he's not targeting me, so maybe he's targeting one of my drones. Maybe that's what's happening. That's a problem. Or one of the other... Oh, he slowed down. As soon as they shut off their micro-warp drive, it's over for them. The other problem is, in order for a campaign to fully fail, they must fail at, I believe it's 15 different tasks. So just getting them to fail in that one task is not going to be sufficient to changing the outcome. Again, I think, yeah, so the people that got the task early, it's probably beneficial because they have a whole 110 days to complete that task. I'm really hoping that the Caldari get their faction kill task, like, towards the end, because those are going to be much more easy to disrupt because they're going to be shorter time span. Although by that point, they'll probably fix it to be like, kill any ship or something, just so Caldari can do it. Grr. Caldari seems to be the golden child. They got Nullsov. I mean, it is kind of a joke that, you know, CCP clearly favors the Caldari. You know, I could give my examples or whatever, but meh. It is what it is. Trying faction warfare now, seeing a contested rogue Elite 10. Will an Incursus survive? I think, well, so the Elite 10 is designed for Tech 3 destroyers and below. So depending on what NPC, or depending on what players are in that site, I assume that an Incursus fit correctly should be able to at least survive in the site. Because, you know, you can run a small. I don't know what it, wait, Rogue FRF? I don't know what an FRF is, though. But the Elite 10 should mean that it's the Tech 3 Destroyer one. 5 seconds left, and then I'm done. Boom, got it. Okay, great. All right, let us dock up. Actually, let's go ahead and head towards my headquarters. See how it goes. And I got an achievement. I got there it is. I got the Magnate Penumbral skin and the Pious Exchanger, as well as the Sightseer title. So we can see I got, now I need to do 2 more tasks to get the next reward, which is the Coercer Navy issue Penumbral Shadow skin.
Warp drive active.
Could be one of the modifiers. I don't think you get to see the modifiers ahead of time. FRF would be... Man, I don't know. Those are only in... Hold on. Those are only in command outposts, right? Oh, I'm not going to find any of those near here. We can go to Usurper. Let's go check that out real quick. Oops. Let's crash gate, maybe? Hopefully that works out well. What could go wrong? FRF.
Warp drive active.
I don't know what FRF could mean. It's, no, I'm trying to think. What could FRF mean? Well, there's the Interceptor one. Yeah, I don't know. Actually... I could... Let's get in the scout real quick and I can look at the map. Or no, the agency? We go to theaters of war, faction warfare systems.
Warp drive active.
We need non-front lines. We need... It's command operations, right? Is it a command operations? We'll find out. I haven't seen any at all in where I've been. Maybe it is only front lines. At least drop my drones and get them to start killing things just in case. Yeah, contested liberated FRF Elite 10. That's in a front line. What's up? I don't have any idea. So what would be a rogue? Rogue would be, are you, so, Sever, are you finding that in Galente space then? Federal Research Facility? You would think that, but the liberated one was also the same. Yeah, contested RFF, or FRF. So, yeah, Rogue is Galente. Irie, wait. Wait, guys, why are they named after the drifter hives? Because it's the liberated Barbican, it's the Conflux Irie, the rogue drone. So the Galente don't have a site, so they got rogue. And then, so then the Amar would be sanctified. There it is. Contested sanctified. So they're named after the drifter hives by their owners. Very interesting indeed. Okay. So knowing that, fractured, no. What did FRF stand for? That's gotta be a thing. It's gotta mean something. Either way, we're gonna just head back home and get safe so we can look at stuff. Literal copy. Well, yeah, the QBW726 is just the signature ID. So, well, Galente didn't get a drifter hive, so their stuff is just named Rogue because that's the name of their military campaign. But the other three are all named after the drifter hive that they got. It does look like do these sites have to be in a frontline system to count? To count towards the task, they just need to be any faction warfare plex. But the system cannot be stable. If you're defending, it can't be stable, and if you're attacking, it can't be vulnerable. It has to be in a contested state. The system itself needs to be in a contested state for it to progress. In fact, I was in a front line that was stable, and it didn't count. To be honest, Galente got so many short sticks, it's time to balance things. I mean, probably. I mean, honestly, the biggest problem isn't the Galente, it's the fact that the Caldari are as aggressive as they are. Not only are they always basically kind of the tip of the spear when it comes to getting things done, but they are actively willing to do whatever it takes to disrupt and to make sure that the Galente have nothing nice. The convocation will be doing more, or sorry, in the invited, I think, actually. Well, we'll be doing more Amar faction warfare throughout the day. I know that there's some interest in getting LP for Dragoons and other stuff. Look at the medals on Ramella. Ramella gets angry anytime the Gallente get anything nice whatsoever.
Warp drive active.
Even if it's the same thing. FC could give everybody a new ship, and Ramella would be complaining that the Gallente got it.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
A state radical through and through. Okay, let's look at the campaign and how it's going. So, Minmatar now have the... Well, they still have the destroy thing. Mine Dark Ochre. Oh, snap. Okay. So, I thought the new Minmatar task was going to be more of the bulwark sites. But this is mining Dark Ochre, which is... Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. So this is a Minmatar objective. Okay? A Minmatar objective. And if I go into it, it says, mine Dark Ochre in Gallente low-sec systems to help hone the Starkmanir astrogeological skills. So it has to be in... Nope. The text is wrong. The text is wrong. It's got to be. Because these are all Minmatar and Amar systems. So, in fact, I think these are probably all... I don't know what they are originally. Oh, no, Metropolis. So these are probably all the originally Minmatar... Because remember, a system has a base owner and then whether or not it's occupied when it's in the war zone. So these all look like they're the Minmatar-owned originally systems. You don't get like 10 NPC medals for being the world's top in events without effort? No, yeah, no, yes, correct. I mean, I have some medals. Wait, what is this? Oh no, that's one of ours. But I got the Liberation Day. I've got Kali Medallion of General Studies. Wait, what the hell is this? I got this apparently, the Federal Ribbon of Democratic Communications. I don't even remember where I got that from. That one's from me, or player. Distinguished Stargate Trailblazer Award. That was from doing something. Wings of Valor. This is my favorite. This was the one I got for when we got the entire Warzone back in YC115, so 2023 or 2013 rather, I should say. All right, so 07 container. All right, so you now need to mine for the Minmatar. You need to mine low sec ore, Dark Ochre. That's the new task. The Caldari got the Caldari have the Navy one, right? Wait. Oh, no, that's just ratting. And, hacking Caldari low-sec. So their new hacking task is just hacking in Caldari low-sec systems, which is fine. And obviously they're completing it very, very quickly. Only 428 containers required for that. And so only 105 people are going to be able get this task completed, because then it'll be just over. I think that number's way low. Way low. Amar, I'm done with everything that there is to do. The Galente, did they finish their mining task? Wait. I'm sorry, hold on. Did the Galente finish their mining task? Oh, I can't see if I finished it myself. See, this is part of what frustrates me. Okay, let's try it from this side. No, I still can't see it. Completed. Okay. Yep, got it. Okay, so the Galente have the 2 faction warfare stuff and the mining one. The Amar, I've done all 3. And it looks like one of them, this Plex one, is almost done. Not a lot of people doing missions. That's crazy. It's only 1 mission, guys. Whoa, shit. Hold on. Guys, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right now. Like, check this out. This isn't even a matter of Caldari versus Galente. This is actually a big problem with the balance of this whole thing. Because in order for this task to be completed, this task can only be completed if everybody who's working on it maximizes their efforts, which is 4 cans, which is not very hard if you're doing just normal hacking sites. Then only, what did I say? 15 people? No, 105 people? Hold on. How does this even work? Hold on. 400, that's 400. And then 5 more is 20. Yeah, 105 people get to complete this task if everybody maxes it out. This task, though, the Amar task, now granted, it's going to be a lot easier for somebody to complete it, but because this requires you, this only allows you to do 1. That's the real mistake. This should be like 10. But it requires 15,000 missions completed, which means 15,000 characters all must do 1 mission for this to complete. Whereas with the Caldari one, only 105 people need to maximize their reward, which is still like 1 normal hacking site, in order to maximize that, in order to complete that task. That is kind of insane. Now, you could say, oh, there's a lot of people doing mission running. But if that was going to be true, then this number was already going to be high. 770 people have already gotten 1 mission complete. And it has to be a level 3 or a 4 mission. So you can't just make an alt because you won't have enough standings to do it. This is nuts. And again, I think that the real solution to this is that, combine this with the 12 plex thing, I think that the real issue here is that this is only 1 mission. This should be 5, 10 missions. Even if it was 10 missions, then it would be 1,500 people get to contribute to it. It would still be like halfway done. So that's not great. 10 missions does sound reasonable. Does it not count if you already have it and just keep doing missions without personal reward? My understanding is it does not count unless you're getting the personal reward. I have heard that from some people that not accepting the thing and still mining does contribute to the total, but I am currently of the belief that if you're not getting personal credit, you're also not contributing to the overall goal. That could be something that we get corrected about, but that's my understanding at this moment. Okay, so then the Starkmanir have that's the Mine Ochre. The Caldari one have just hacking in low-sec. Why is the Caldari tasks so fucking easy? The Galente one has the 2 faction warfare site things. This is all done. And then if we go to the future ones... Yeah, I was wondering why your mining one is still not done with even 80 plus people in the belt. Right, yeah. Well, the Galente one, the real problem with the Galente mining task is... So if we go look at these, we can see that there's currently one Amar, one Mimitar up, and I love how even though there is no Caldari task, it's still, they're all being wiped out. But these two here, right, these systems are both lawless. If I go switch to this mode, we can see that Osmodin is lawless and Orville is lawless, which means currently there is no, like, there's no Concord response in those systems. So you can just kill miners willy-nilly all you want in those sites. So people have tried to, like, stabilize it, but you're just not going to. Even if you can break up the gate camps that are there, you're still not going to be able to safely mine anything there. There's just too much focus. Now, the real thing about that, though, is if we go into the Theaters of War and go to the Insurgency, we can see the Garissus Insurgency. Oh, yay! The anti-pirates actually won. So, never mind. By this time... soon, I would say, I think it's by this time, by either tomorrow, at some point tomorrow, this Insurgency is going to be done. So those systems will no longer be lawless. I thought it happened sooner than that, but the Insurgencies have finished. Somebody finally has killed the fob. So we're now just waiting for that to end. 448 million units of ore needed and almost 3k people needed to max contributions. That is pretty crazy. But again, like, I think that these mining sites are by far the best part of this event. Like, the idea that people are kind of coming together, people are putting out fleets, it's been really, really good. Let me post in... Hold on. I want to reassure the people in the... There's a new channel out, Mossonite Mining Union, that is helping coordinate Galente mining efforts. All right. Now, FC has said that they can, tweak the numbers up later on, depending on how these things play out. Let us go back into Theaters of War, campaigns. Okay, so let's look at what's upcoming. For the Amar, the next thing that's coming up, in 16 hours, there's Hack, which we don't know whether or not that's going to be in the Bulwark or in Lowsec. The Amar have not had either yet. So probably Bulwark, but unknown. And then also in a day and a half, there's going to get Destroy Capsuleer Ships, which that could be the faction one, which is painful. Yeah, because we haven't gotten that one either for the Amar. And then Manufacture. We haven't seen any of the manufacturing tasks, so that's a new one, and that's going to be in about 2.5 days. As far as the Caldari goes, we have complete agent missions. Oh, sorry, the next one is mining, which again, they have not had one. They have not had a mining task yet, so we don't know whether or not that's going to be a Bulwark one or like Ochre or whatever. And then Destroy Capsuleer Ships. That will probably be the faction one that we were looking at earlier, but who knows for sure. And then they have two. Wait, so then they have an entire day or two where they get no new tasks. So expect this weekend to get a lot of complaining from Caldari guys that they've got nothing to do because they're going to finish all their tasks and then be sitting on their hands. for a day or two, but then we have remote repair, which is also kind of, and complete agent mission. I love how it says mission, not missions, because it's only a single one. And then the Galente, they are getting, in 16 hours, complete agent mission. And then in a day, they're getting the hack, which, again, could be Warzone or Bulwark, unknown. And then destroy non-capsuleers. So that's just ratting, probably in high sec, unknown for sure, in 2 days, 16 hours. And then, do faction missions count for those? They should. They should. Especially if you get the mission out of high sec, but they should. The ones the other empires have got so far has been level 3 or 4 missions. Has anybody besides the Amar got that task before? No. So we've only seen one example of it so far. So then for Minmatar, we get Hack, which again might be Bulwark, might be low sec. And then we get Capture and Defend Faction Warfare Complexes. So that's straightforward. And then again, just like the Caldari, we get almost 2 days of nothing. And then at the same time, we get Manufacture and Complete Agent Mission. You don't lose rep from those anymore, right? Or is the only rep loss from being promoted that is resolved? Faction warfare missions no longer give you any standings changes. Or, sorry, penalties. If you do normal missions that target an enemy empire, those still give negative standings. And of course, doing storyline missions do derive, so those can give negative standings. Normal epic arcs do not give standings, or do not derive. Promotions do not derive. Faction warfare missions do not derive. So, like, I think with faction warfare missions, you might get negative standings with the opponent militia corp, but that doesn't matter too much. There's no, like, you don't get negative standings anymore for promotion. Are those still doable in T3 destroyers? From my understanding, most of the faction warfare missions are now preferred to be done in T3 destroyers, yeah. Maybe for level 4s it might be T3 cruisers. Malak would know better. I think Malak has done all tiers of faction warfare missions. We could try one of those today. We could try some today, theoretically. You did a level 4 with a hack? Okay. Well, then you can do probably level 1 through 3s easily with a T3 cruiser, or T3 destroyer. I've done the thing where you accept literally all faction missions in the game at once and then plan a route. That is a cool idea. Although, nowadays, like, if you want to do mission running, we can do mission running, but, like, the big thing is go to your faction's headquarters, because there will be all of the mission agents there that you can pick up, and then you can just use the shipcaster to get deep into territory. They have changed the missions, though, so old guides will probably not work as well. Let's see. Nope. Do I have any T3 destroyers? What are they called? Tactical? Are they tactical destroyers? They are tactical destroyers. My closest one is in Pamene. Boo. All right, what should we do now? What should we do now? What should we do now? Like I said, I've planned nothing for stream today because I'm not really anything significant because I just really wanted to jump in and do the faction warfare sites and complete that, which I did. I'm open to ideas. I am in the militia right now, so whatever I do, I'm going to have to be dealing with that. I think we can go to Amar, pick up a Tech 3 destroyer, see how good it does in missions. That could be a thing to do. I could grab... Do I have a battlecruiser here that isn't... I could use this, although... I mean, it's not really designed for faction warfare, but I could theoretically use this in those battlecruiser sites. The reward for low-sec hacking is so bad. It depends on what you're doing. If you do low-sec hacking in rearguards as a member of faction warfare, it can be quite good. Hey, what's up, Cyber? SGB07. 150,000 ISK and 50 LP per 2 containers. Oh, like the reward for completing the tasks. Yeah, I mean, the rewards for completing tasks on here is super... Like, the actual campaign task rewards are not the reason to do it. Remember that these tasks are often worth just doing on their own right, too, though. So, oh, yeah, we need to check out the standings gains I got. Here it is. So, oh man, I almost, oh no, never mind. My base standings is negative 3.39. Never mind. I was like, I almost got promoted. That is not true. Amar Empire. Okay, here we go. So we can see here that my promotions from... So, okay, here we go. These 0.8 rewards, I believe, were all while I was doing the mining. This was the mining task completion rewards. Because it was every 10%, right? So it should be 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, so these 0.008s were from doing the mining task. The 0.012 was from doing the mission. And then the 0.048s and 47 was these are from these 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so every 2 plexes, because it was 12 plexes total. So every 2 plexes, I got an additional 0.05 roughly Amar faction standings per task. So yeah, like 1 or 2 more Amar epic arcs, or sorry, SOE epic arcs for the Amar, and I'll be good to go. My Steam games are still updating. Apparently PAX Day is getting a big backend update. I was going to do the SOE arc. We'll do the SOE arc. I sneaked in here. 07. Cyber SGB. You're not Cyber Wolf, are you? Just wondering. I know Cyber's a common name. I'm just wondering. It'd be cool if you were. I miss that dude. He's cool. Alright, so... what I think we're gonna do is no, okay. Hold on. What is... Shoot, my phone's going off. Hold on. Oh, somebody wants to drop by. Oh, ha! The Mormons want to come and talk to me. always fun. All right. Is the retribution... What does it take to do level 1 missions? Or the... Wait. Now that I think about it, I probably can't do anything besides level 1 missions. What is the level 1 mission? Anybody remember what the restrictions for level 1 missions are? Is it just frigates? Should I use a Magi? Navy frigates? Okay. We're gonna go with the Vigil Fleet issue. Very fun ship. Is this gonna work though? Do I want long range? Double web. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna be great for a mission though. That's for hacking. I did a slasher. Well, at the very least, this will get us to the headquarters, which is ammo? No, Mehitor. Mehitor. Ammo is the Mimitar one. You know what? Let's just go the dangerous way. I don't have implants in, right? Double checking that. I think I've already checked this once today. I always triple check this. Is that a railgun? Is what a railgun? No, it's an autocannon. In the Vigil Fleet? No, it's an autocannon. All level 1 missions with acceleration gates have had their ship restrictions changed to faction warfare, small navy restrictions. Thank you, Setonia. How's it going, Setonia? Are you guys doing... You guys doing alright? How's the expansion going from your guys' side of things now? Were you here while we were complaining about the number of missions it takes to... Did you just show up, or have you been lurking? I'd be happy to repeat my complaints from earlier. I'm just kidding. You just showed up. Well, what I can tell you is one mission is not enough. The fact that it takes 15,000 people doing a mission in order to complete that task is pretty wild. That's the top level feedback that we have from this morning. Also, watching people struggle with the epic arc in rookie chat has made my heart sad. Everyone has to make 2 alts and do one level 1 mission in Exordium to complete it? No, because you can't do a level 1 mission. It has to be a level 3 or a level 4 mission. It can't be in Exordium. Hey look, there's an average Dark Ochre site, so that's going to be for the task. Also, Setonia, minor bug report. In the current Dark Ochre task, it does say that you need to mine them in Galente low-sec systems, even though you'd need to mine them in Mimitar low-sec systems. So, that's not great. I think it was a dev misclick on code creation. It should be 150 people. I don't know, Styxian, but that's why I'm telling QA. Just want to make sure this is not me about to get totally dunked. Should be fine.
Warp drive active.
A lot of war targets. This is gonna hurt, I think, a lot. This might hurt a lot. Nope. Good to go. No problem. Sweet. Yeah, we know about that one, sadly. Okay. %50 of Eve isn't doing campaigns. The other 90% of that 50 is only doing campaigns for others. Isn't doing campaigns for other than their own empire. Yeah, I mean... Well, look. What I can tell you is that FC has those stats. And as I said before, like, this part of the military campaign does not matter. Doesn't matter how borked these tasks are, you know, does not matter. Because all of these tasks last the entire 110 days. The only real tasks that are going to matter for the success or failure of these campaigns are going to be like the last 20, right? The last 15 or 20. Those are going to be the deciders of whether or not it succeeds or fails. Am I going to get killed by NPCs on stream right now? Nope. We're fine. If one day a campaign comes which makes fun, I stay mining. Again, this is very much like even the idea of like Caldari trying to maximize the invasion in order to, or insurgency to make sure that we can't mine in Galente sites, like all that's nothing, right? Because by the end of the event, or by the end of the season, there's going to be plenty of time to get those things done. It's those final tasks that are going to be the ones that matter. So everything right now is just calibration. This is just us understanding and learning how things work. It lets us get, you know, pick up a couple easy tasks if you want to get credit for stuff. But what happens now, this is just a learning phase of campaigns. In a month or two, we're going to start to get into the tasks that like really could be disrupted or succeed or fail. Like even these harder ones, the chances that in the next 100, like we got 5% into that Amar task, it's been 2 days. So in theory, even at the rate that it's going, it will probably still succeed by the end of the entire season. So this is just a matter of like learning and calibration more than anything. Let me switch back to this one. Arzad. We might be able to stop by Arzad and see something cool. I think. Doesn't Arzad has a shipcaster, or not a shipcaster, but a transmuter, right? It was Egmar, Vard. No, that was Egmar, Vard, and Turner. What does Arzad has? Why do I keep thinking? Why do I think of something special with Arzad? Maybe we'll see when we get there. Just a Jove Observatory, apparently. Oh! There it is, thank you. Which planet is that? Is it 2? Is it Arzad 2? No, that's Baron. It's in the military campaign. Mimitar. Arzad 2. Which is a barren planet. So here we go. Basically, this planet here is arguably what the current Mimitar campaign is all about. This is the planet that was Starkman Prime, and this is the planet that was orbitally bombarded and just eviscerated by the Amar. That's why it's barren now, is that they basically melted the planet with laser fire. That's a way of killing all of the Starkmanir. Thankfully, they did not kill all of the Starkmanir, and some of the Starkmanir were liberated during the events of the Empyrean Age when the Elder Fleet struck deep into Amar territory before being stopped by Jamil Sorum and her Jovian superweapon above Sorum Prime, or above the planet in Sorum Prime, I should say. So the idea is that if the Minmatar succeed in their objective, this system's base ownership will switch to Minmatar, and this planet will become named Starkbanir Prime. I'm sure that this will have long-term, like, other ramifications within the lore going forward, but also just to make the reward more meaningful, if the Minmatar succeed, then they will get the incredibly valuable prismaticite fractured sites in HiSec, which would be very, very cool. So that's Arzad. It wasn't Jovian. What did I say? Oh, okay, you're right. Terran's super weapon. You're right. Jamil's super weapon wasn't Jovian. It was Terran. There are a bunch of streamers that are joining to run for Galente, including Eris, Oz Eve, and they call themselves the Blaster Boys. Maybe Galente will be able to finish some of their objectives. The Galente have had some of the worst objective setups so far, but they've also got, like, it's kind of good to get those out of the way. That's an interesting question that I have for Setonia. Are the 44 tasks the same for all 4 empires, and it's just the order that are different? Or do they have a different collection of 44 tasks for the different empires? Like, in the end, will they all have the same set of 44 tasks that are just in different order? Or does, like, the Caldari have a different tasks? Motive why sleeper drones don't have shields, that super weapons was available during those times. Joe, you're not, that is a real thing that's important to note and is a clue for my theory of the Talakan Yanyong War. I think that Yanyong were the masters of developed the Oxygen 5 technology, while the Talakan developed their stellar Dyson Swarm technology. So then the Talakan fled to Anoikis in order to get away from the Yanyong, but the Yanyong supervirus managed to infect their systems, which is now the other. But that is all in my, like, tinfoil episode. They are slightly different, but mostly the same overall. Okay. So the Caldari do get easier tasks. I understand. I'm kidding. Kind of. Oz Eve was kicked from Faction War because he had bad standings. That's funny. It happens to the best of us. That's what you get for being the Jita guy? Yeah, I mean, pretty much, right? Hey, there's a Dutch gunner. How's it going? So, by the way, there's been a lot of questions about where to turn in the doodads, so the extra minerals. If you go to the anchorage in the headquarters systems, right? So if we gosh darn it, where is it? Amar Navy Anchorage. If we go to the Amar Navy Anchorage, by the way, the anchorages are in each of the headquarters systems, and they have every service available. So manufacturing, reprocessing, everything in the anchorages. Also, the headquarters systems have cool bonuses for mining in those systems. And they have special ore that spawns more likely in these headquarters and around them. So if we're at the anchorage, we can see that there's this extra guy. I thought. Hold on. Oh yeah, here we go. This guy's just on him. So if we look over, where was that? Over here, we see this hauler, right? And it has, this is the turn-in. And you can see there's this little icon here. If you're not seeing it in space, you should go up here and make sure you show all brackets. So that way it shows up no matter what. But then this ends up being the turn-in point. Oh, it's just a large collidable object. And then if you open it, you can see the rewards. So we can see that they the really, really great tracking computer that also improves capacitor usage of lasers is 40,000 raspit. The heat sinks that also increase drone damage are 200,000 and 20,000, depending on the weaker one and the stronger one. And the large remote armor repper is 60,000. The different unlimiteds are 15,000 and 30,000 for the big one, I guess. The skins are very much a premium at 500,000, 100,000, and 250,000, and 400,000, depending on the size. And then the basic boosters, which are really good. Like, I cannot stress enough how much boosters, like new players, alpha players that are complaining about not being able to keep up with other people or whatever, drugs are your solution. You know, defense booster, electronic booster, hardpoint booster. The hardpoint booster, by the way, does increase drone damage. I got that wrong the other day. So both the Galente and the Amar drone, damage booster does increase drone damage, as well as mining, including gas mining. So these are very useful stuff. Also, salvager cycle time, which doesn't really matter right now, but anytime that salvaging is competitive, that's a huge deal. Drugs are your solution. Okay, Mr. Sapati. Yeah, basically. But remember, the best drugs are the ones you get from the police. They really want to push that booster stuff. The new hub has a big bar on the screen all the time. Like, wow, nice. The new hub? Big bar on the screen for drugs? Maybe. Can you still turn tokens and items from last event? No, that ended last Tuesday. You basically, when an event ends, you get about one more week to turn in, and then now all those tokens are basically just collector's items. And that's about it. Okay, so now we're going to go to the 24th Imperial Crusade station to get a mission. Well, I got that you were joking, but I was trying to figure out the truth behind the joke, I guess, maybe.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Now remember, seasons are not events, although it does seem like, I don't know how things are going to work in 110 days or 109 days or whatever when this event occurs and how that relates to the next expansion. I'm not sure if there's going to be like a waiting period in between the two or how that's going to work out. The buff bars? There's buff bars in Exordium? Okay. Weird. Alright, so we're going to see there's level 1 and level 2 security missions. Wait, I can do level 2 security missions? Why is my effective standing 2? How is my effective standing with this person 2? Why do I have 2.0 specifically with them? Is it because of my... Is it because if they're neutral, my skills just give me 2? Is that how that works? Do I just automatically have 2 with everybody? I guess so. Unless I've done something bad to somebody, I can't have lower than 2. That's fucking handy. I didn't realize that. But unfortunately, I brought equipment to do a level 1. So we're still going to try the level 1. Now I go to the map. Theater of War map. I cannot figure out, hold on. So I need to find UALKIN, which is a Mimitar controlled system. There's got to be a better way of doing this, but I don't know what it is yet. I'm not used to this side of the war zone. There it is. All right. Well, that's super unfortunate because... Oh, man. There's so much corruption between here and there, right? I can't even... If I shipcaster to Turner, and I actually end up in a worse position, I think I just have to... I go there, and then here. That's 6 jumps. Whereas if I just go... It's 10 jumps. We'll still use the shipcaster. I need to use the shipcaster and go to Cormonen, and then we'll go from there. This is not like a great example of it being convenient, but you can still do it. We're doing this just to see how we can do it. We're going to head to the shipcaster.
Drive active.
I wonder how the market is stocked here. No confessors here. All right, well, it's not well stocked here. That's the answer. Which one do I need? I need Cormonen, right? That was the one I wanted. Yes. So we're waiting for another 2 minutes because right now it's going to Kern. I'm not going to try to pronounce all these names. So it's going to go there, which is definitely not where I want to be. I think. Yeah, that doesn't seem like it's going to be where I want to be. No, that's much more jumps. And through corruption. Is there a cerebral accelerator in the boosters? I don't think so. I choose to believe all the confessors are gone because... Wait. Okay, yeah. So in 38 seconds I get to launch, right? Because that's the one I need to go to. 2 names that are very similar to each other is messing with me. Oh. Well, oh, shit. Wait a minute. Shit. Alright, well, I'm going with a really crappy repper because the repper needs a nanite paste and I don't have any, so... Whoops. But here we go. Probably should have also set my home station here before we went in, but here we go. Alright, we are in the system. Here we can see that now I am in this part of the war zone, and now I need to head up there. So here we go.
Warp drive active.
And then, of course, I'm going to have to get back to Mehitor. So it is still a lot of travel. You can pick up missions elsewhere that can be useful. Any 24th Imperial Crusade station that has agents I'm sure that there's a way to like pick up 3 or 4 missions and then jump in through the accelerator, or the shipcaster. That would make it better, but I'm a tourist, so here we are. A lot in local. There is... Oh, one of them contested sites. Is it open? It is open. Let us... It is 31 AU. We're going to warp to the supply cache, because it's an Amarian supply cache, so it's friendly. I'm going to try to get eyes on... Oh, shit. Oh, God! Jesus, always have the correct overview on. Fuck! That was almost very bad. There's nobody... Something tells me... Something tells me that's dangerous. I mean, this one says I'm a real Amarian. So maybe that group is... Oh. Never mind, they moved on. So, oh, they're all gone. There's a big part of me that wants to find out if I can run, even survive in that thing by myself. Oh, cool. This is a frontline system, so I can dock. Let's just dock and grab some nanite repair paste before we go. There's 40 in local. There is several sites. Wait. Did that site finish? Why is it not... It's not on the probe window, so it might have already finished. We're going to grab some nanite paste, then we'll look into it.
Request accepted.
Nanite repair paste. 60? There we go. Feeling a little bit better now. After the incursion finish, how much until the corruption go away? I think it's tomorrow. I think it's next downtime that it clears away. All right, let's dock back up. Let's dock back up.
Docking permission requested. Docking permission requested.
Holy shit! Kickout station.
Warp drive active.
All right, well, or don't dock back up. That's cool too. Holy kickout station, Batman. Okay, so now, what? Now we go back to Mehator? Right? I think? Now we just go back to Mehator.
Warp drive active.
The Yantey can finally mine? Yes. Well, when that happens. You can't catch me here, right? Like, it'd be so crazy for them to be... Okay, good. Now, if they pod me, it's not a huge loss. Oh, there's a contested sanctified. God damn it. It wouldn't be a huge loss if they potted me. I would end up in Dodixie, which is kind of inconvenient, but maybe not. I was looking at the Mimitar Dark Ochre objective, says Galente low-sec systems. But yes, that is, I believe that that's a typo. It should be Mimitar low-sec systems. Really, really unfortunate timing. They just happened to grab me like exactly the wrong time, and I should have warped off, but I thought I would be able to dock back in time. That was that's my bad, I guess. Oh, the Galente do have a mining spot right now. So the Galente can mine into Mignon right now.
Warp drive active.
So now I need a frigate that I can use to do the level 1 mission. Slicer? What are we going to want to use?
Warp drive active.
I wonder if I'm going to be able to buy this in. This is a weird setup. I guess you go with Scorch. Yeah, Scorch. You're at like 10, 20 kilometers. That's good. Check faction warfare contracts. Did I miss an explosion? Yeah. 3 Hekates got me on a station as I was trying to redock. I could also go to Amar Prime. How far is Amar Prime from Mehator? It's 8 jumps. Forgive the random question. Are there not tags to hand in to increase standings with the Galente, for example? Not security status, but standings? Yes, there's what you call the data centers. If you look up the data centers, there are these one-time missions that you can do to turn in the case of Galente, Serpentis tags. Certain Serpentis tags. You can look them up on Eve Wiki, or on Eve Uni. That you can turn them in for big standings boosts. It's one of the only real ways of like quickly getting faction standings. Let us see. How well stocked is this market? Can we just buy it? Nope. How does this market... Is this market at all stocked? Hold on. Show only available. Ships. Jesus. No, there's literally like nothing. There's Punishers. Awesome. All right, great. So now we get to go to Amar to pick up a ship, all to get to do one level 1 mission. We're going to try to do... This is why you want to stage stuff ahead of time before you try to jump into faction warfare, guys. Let that be your lesson today. Always stage stuff before you join faction warfare. Don't do what I'm doing. Yeah, because going in from the other direction isn't going to work for me either. So let's just go to Amar and pick up another ship. Don't just Google data centers. That gets you a totally different thing. And also, Googling Eve Uni is just terrible right now. Yeah, here we go.
Warp drive active.
So you can see here. Nope, you can't. You can see here. So you're going to go for, if you're Galente, you're going to go down here. There's these 3 different systems. So the main one is in Muir. And so you can see here that there's like different dog tags: copper, bronze, silver, brass, palladium, gold, electrum, crystal, platinum, and diamond. Now, not all of these are going to be different costs. So you should go in and like analyze which ones of these. If this is Oz is doing it, he's going to be great at this. But basically, not all of these things are going to be the same reward for their money, right? Because the higher the level, the more of a standings boost you get. But some of these tags are more expensive than others just because. So you'll have to look at the price of each of the tags and figure out which ones of these you're willing to afford. But again, those are a one-time use. You only get to do it once in the in the entire time that you play Eve, if I remember correctly. I'm curious what my readout... I need to reset my numbers on Peld. I forgot to do that ahead of time. I wonder what DPS they hit to kill my ship. If anybody saw. Let me clear the peaks, so that way if it happens again, we'll see. Ternite Nomber and Hisek. And random questions are great. I've got nothing else going on really big right now, so ask away. Edencom Fortress should be fine. I'm in a pod. Should be fine. Probably fine. Might be fun to get back, though.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I'm a mission runner, and I've been for years, so I can't even enter Galente space, and then I'm planning on trashing my standings again, LOL. I will do the epic missions first and chip away. Just don't accept missions that target the enemy empire. You don't need to trash your standings. I recommend everybody, and like obviously for your own RP reasons or for your own reasons, EVE Online is a video game about the practical application of bad ideas. It's fine. But overall, I think there is no good reason to lose, to trash faction standings, and you can just easily avoid taking missions that target enemy empires. and not have that problem. Fixing faction standings is the most painful process in the entire game, overall. Joining faction warfare is one of the best ways to do it, but now you can't do it if you're at -5. You might need to find a Gallente faction warfare group to join if you are above -5 and get your promotions. That can be useful. Storyline missions decrease standings in any way. That's true, but those are derived, and so like if you do enough of them, you gain more than you lose. Because your skills boost the increase that you get from the storyline mission, but doesn't boost the penalty that you get from the derive. So you should theoretically be able to like raise all of them up.
Warp drive active.
Hey, while we're going through Sorum Prime, we'll go to the Mechios graveyard, which is where Jamil Sorum destroyed the Elder Fleet that we were talking about earlier. SOE Epic Arc gives a flat +1. It's not a flat +1 exactly. It depends on what your current standings are. But yes, SOE Epic Arc does not derive. Maybe it does do a flat 1, and I just always split it. Now that I've jumped in on that, I don't actually know exactly how much of it, whatever. The SOE Epic Arc is throughout all of space. Never thought of that, skipping those which hurt the most. Yeah, just see if it shows one of the core empires under the targets, then just skip that one.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I have low Amar standings because I've gotten so many good boosts with Gallente and Mimitar while they still derived, right? And even then, my Amar standings is currently -1.78 base, but my Mimitar standings is 6.31 base, and my Gallente standings is 5.8 base. I did Gurus submissions. I have like -9.87. Okay, well, yeah. Working for pirates can be bad. Choose a side and live with the consequences is my philosophy. I mean, I can appreciate that, especially if that choice was just as good as it was bad. But given the fact that you can raise them all, I would say that that's just objectively the correct choice. Again, though, EVE Online is the practical application of bad ideas. So if you, knowing that, still say, hey, I want to do it anyways because I want to be hated by the Gallente, then by all means, you do you. It's your space immortality. Enjoy it. I mean, I have been incredibly dragging my heels on getting my Edencom standings back up, mostly because there's a small part of me that enjoys the little challenge of the Edencom systems, but I really should get around to fixing that completely.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Alright. So what do I want to do the level 1 mission in? I need something... Do I want it in a slicer? Slicers seem kind of fun. What's my other options? A Magnate Navy issue could be fun too. Navy Desi? I thought, wait, hold on. What did Satonia say? All level 1 mission. It's a small. It is a small. Oh god, I'm definitely doing this. Oh man, I'm definitely doing this. I'm definitely doing this. I'm gonna get killed on the way out there though. I want like something faster would be better. Who gives a shit about better? Okay, do you have that fit? Can I get your fit, Malak? Can I get your fit, please? Where is the universe show? 07. Is your fit? You're not even on the right character for that. Damn it. All right. Let's go. Let's find a fit. Let's see if let's do this live. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm going to just do this live. Just because people like to see me try to figure stuff out. So that's not the right one. Huh? No. What? Right. We'll just do this for now. All right, we're going to go to Eve Workbench and see what people think. Skip. All right, we're going to go for Dragoon, Navy. Skip. Wait, no results for... Wait, what? All right. Fits. You're kidding, right? That's it? We've only gotten 2 so far? From the same guy? Awesome. Missiles, afterburner, rockets, double rep. You are missiles and lasers. That's a odd one. With a micro warp drive and a web, though? But no. Okay, let's see. Let's start with... Let's start with this one. So we copy this to clipboard. And then we jump into the game. And then we go import from clipboard, simulate. And now we look at this and see. Okay, so first of all, NOSes are kind of lame. So can we do newts? And then web. I want a micro warp drive. I really want a micro warp drive. I don't really need a scram for this. I know it'd be great to be able to scram people, but at this point, I'm just trying to survive and or, you know, whatever, and hopefully they'll just die. So I'm going to go like that. Can we put in a cap? Booster? Yeah, one of these is going to have to be a gremlin at least. Yep. Maybe bring a cloak and micro warp drive and refit after the Edencom system. Blue Jay. That makes too much sense. We're not doing that. That'd be too logical. All right, hold on. So if we put in cap, oh yeah, cap battery 400s for sure, for sure. Wow, even that doesn't even let it run all the time? Oh, wow. Okay. Ancillary current router. 400 steel plates 2. So if we compact these... That's going to give us a lot more fitting. There's some more power grid. Let me think about this. Because this goes back to being a Tech 2. I'm very nervous about the fact that I'm not even pretending to be cap stable. Kinetic and thermal reinforcer. I don't really need a thermal reinforcer. I also could theoretically downgrade this to a Tech 1, and it'll still work. Yep. Okay, great. So now the question is, what rig helps my capacitor the most? We've got a few choices. We're going to obviously try the capacitor control circuit, which basically doesn't help much at all. There's the semiconductor memory cell, which does help, but I want to try what is this one? There's one that helps with newts, right? Energy emission modules. Here we go. Does that one help? So, what is it? Egress port maximizer? Yeah. Egress port maximizer 2. Wait, egress port maximizer 2 is 40. Egress port maximizer 1 is also 40. 3.8. 3.2. So it is a little better. But it looks like the semiconductor cell is going to give me the most time, which in the end is what matters. I don't like being an afterburner, but at this point, further calculations are just not going to do me much. Oh, wow. This setup is also... I mean, let's change this to 5 and 5 at the very least. 5 and 5. And... Rage is good. But I also want Javelin. And let's... We have... Let's just put a little bit of several of these. Because we need... Yeah, that'll be fine. Thermal and EM, whatever. Let's also grab Scourge Rage, just in case. And then we'll just change this to, like, 1,000 of each. Not 11,000. 1,000. There we go. Now... I think this should be, instead of a kinetic rig, it should be an explosive rig. Just in case. And 10 to 14. 10. 1 MN. Yeah, so if somebody's fast, then I can web them. Or if somebody gets close, I can web them. If someone's too far away, I've got the warriors. Really, I want things to be close to me. Let's just go with this. And then obviously I need the nanite repair paste. Let's put that to like 100 again. And now we buy it. See what happens.
Proclaiming our sacrifice to God, and he shall raise it up for all time. St. Julian, 1511.
Come on. Come on. There we go. Cheap, a lot cheaper than it says it's going to be because the Dragoons just are crashing in price, obviously. That's good. And then I fit it. And we watch a video. No? Wait. What? I didn't get a opening video? Oh, that's too bad. Hold on, let's do it. Alright, so now we go back to Mehator. Wait, actually, did we go back to Mehator? Maybe. Let's actually sort out where we're going before we undock. Are there any more targets out here? No? That's handy. Insta undock. We're going to reload those, reload that, reload... Wait, hold on. How many of these batteries did I get? I didn't get any. So, let's go redock up and grab more batteries. I've got all 20 Algos Navy issues printed. Too bad they're in Nantucket. Saving the Tal Wars for manufacturing objective in 2 days. Good. I mean, thankfully destroyers are easy to move around.
Docking permission requested.
But also, okay, so my mission... which is not being tracked for some reason. Did I never accept the mission?
Empress rules Holder, as Holder rules serve.
Uh,
Under heaven serve the Lord. Empress Catus calls the faithful to pay homage.
this is the one, right? Yeah, track. Okay, great. So I need to get to here. That's 12 jumps away. You know what? Let's just do this the old-fashioned way. Wait, do I have to go to Mehator? No, because the Mehator is 8 jumps. It's basically faster to just go in this way. So we're just going to go this way. Wait, hold on. Avoid eating comm systems. I didn't buy any more batteries. Or cap charges. Cool. Avoiding eating comm systems doesn't do anything.
Request accepted.
Mandate of Faith or Penumbral Shadows. No orders found. I'm guessing this one is bind on. Yeah. Alright. Now then, let's market. Or rather, fitting. We'll buy 30 of these. We'll put 15 in there. put this up on market just to get some extra liquid ISK back into the whole business. How much is this right now? 112 versus 99. Let's just put it up for 112. Sell this item for 112,000 or million rather. We're going to put it up for 3 months. And yeah. We'll see if that sells. So, those of you who may know the lore behind me, I was in the military for a while as a scout. And when I was a scout, I was in the 2nd Dragoons. I've always had a very soft spot in my heart for the Dragoon. I want this to be good so bad. Let's go with Molnir Rage as our starting setup. Move the web there. Weird to me how they don't lower the broker's fee if you lower the amount of time on the market. Yeah, it is kind of weird that, like, really there's almost no reason to not put it up for the full time. It makes it kind of an like, you know, we argue about non-choices in games. I feel like how long you want it to be up is almost a non-choice. There could be reasons why you don't want it up for a period of time. Maybe you should be able to put it in for a custom amount of time that's shorter. But the default should definitely, either it should cost you something to put it up for longer, or the default should just be 3 months. And like, yeah, I don't know. Let's go. Oh shoot, we didn't stop in Sorum Prime to see the Mechios graveyard. I'm sorry. I'm focused. Just about to finish 207, roughly 38 more to go. What? Of what? Trying to figure out. Oh, SOA Epic Art. Got it. Oh yeah. If hit me up on if you get it done or whatever, just message me on Discord. I can pop on. I'll give you the 50 million ISK or whatever. Even if you don't worry about, like, if it's not by the time the stream's over or anything like that. I will be watching my Discord for messages for the rest of the day. A lot of militiamen. Oh, we need to switch to this version. I already gave you 50 million ISK, but yeah, I'll let you know. Didn't I give you 50 million ISK for something else, though? Yeah, I just gave you 50 million ISK for funsies earlier. This would be a different 50 million ISK. It's not free. What I'm saying is that in the next, if you get to the epic, if you do the SOE Epic Arc, and you get to the Sisters of, if you do Amar, and it's in the next 28 hours, I will pay you 50 million ISK for me to be in your fleet when you finish the task, so that way I get a little bit of Amar standings too. I'll pay you 50 million ISK. So just go to the SOE Epic Arc, let me know when you're about to turn it in, you know, or about to do Dagon. I'll hop into your fleet, and if I get the standings, then I'll give you a 50 million ISK. Which is part of the reason why I'm trying to liquidate some money. I did that a few days before. I did it the day before the expansion, but that's also because I needed MR standings. I just kind of want to fix my MR standings once and for all so I don't need to put the entire corporation into the militia for me to be able to do stuff for a day. Oh, there's that contested sanctified. I should probably go. I should probably go. I should probably be going. The ship's on... Oh, shit. Fuck, fuck. I was on the wrong overview again. Why is that overview a thing? This overview needs to die. That overview setting? No overview setting. I can't have an overview setting that doesn't show ships. That's too dangerous. Speaking of dangerous, there's some spooky stuff in local right now. Well, okay, maybe not anymore. Oh, back in Aga. Wait, this is the same place that I had problems at last time? Oh, good. Let's hope for the best. A Dramiel's a very bad choice for me to fight. I don't want to fight. Okay, it's a neutral. That's good. That's good. That's good. I like neutrals. A neutral Dramiel. Not a great option, but it's going... He can't just grab me by himself. He's not gonna... He can't just grab me by himself. I'll kill him. I probably shouldn't be warping gate to gate, but who said I make good decisions? Just remember, if you need to lower your Galente standings, I'm available. Okay, great. Make it safe. Who's safe? Yeah, right now the Corp is in a Mar faction warfare because of me and one other guy. Yeah. Speaking of which, we should probably, like, also start the process of removing it from faction warfare, so that way we get out of faction warfare by the end of the weekend, or by the beginning of the weekend. I'll probably do that after this mission. I'm going to formally begin the process of taking the invited back out of faction warfare, so that way we're in it today and tomorrow, but not after that. Oh my god, I need to not be here. I need to not be here. I need to not be here. I don't know what's happening in this system, but I need to not be where I am. Oh, it's Amamake. I'm in Amamake. Of course I'm in... Of course. Okay. Let's go.
Warp drive active.
It's really annoying that the ratting thing, Caldari, can only be done once. I mean, it might show up again. This system is awful. I hate it here. This is better. Oh, Egmar. I do know Egmar. That is one of the ones. Egmar, Turner, and Vard. Those are the systems that had stellar transmitters. Make is fine. I mean, unless you're in a Mar militia and not trying to do anything. Most of them are... I mean, sure, but 4 of them weren't. Most are docked as small constellation when only one person needs to catch you. Wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't accept it. Fuck. Damn it. So dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so bad at this goddamn game. I feel that in my soul. Look, man, just realize that it's, yeah. I'm brand new to this game. I don't know anything. Regarding the subcapital expert conversation from the other day, FC did change it the next day so it directly injects upon activation by redeemed on day 1 in the station I was in. They also said that they're going to claw back any ones that you decide to try to save or trade. By remote accept should be a thing. I mean, you're probably right, but also I should just not be dumb.
Drive active.
It is now locked to that station but has no timer to it. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it long term, but if you traded it to someone else, if you tried to collect them somewhere or something like that, they're going to claw them back. Let's go back to Alamake. It is a thing in the epic arcs? What it? Oh, yeah, no, there are, yeah, remote accepting is a thing in some cases. Not in this one. I guess it really doesn't matter. I could have, now I just don't even need to do this mission at all. I could just not do the mission. I could just give up now if I wanted to. That's probably the correct answer. Let's just continue to be stupid and see whether or not we can get this fucking mission done. I was going to keep it for 10 years and make bank somehow? Yeah. We'll see. I imagine, like, when they're supposed to expire, they're just going to destroy all the ones that exist. They are incredibly powerful. I don't think that FC is just going to let them continue to be out in the open. This is so bad. Well, at least all the war targets have fucking... are in capsules. Oh, this is a new corrupted system, too. Nothing spooky here. Points, ha 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 ha, yeah. Man, leave it to Ash to not click the thing that gets the thing started, right? Golly. This is why I say that things like the military campaign tasks needing you to click on it before they count, that's just an accessibility issue. As a person with ADHD, I am challenged by starting a thing, you know, officially starting a thing before doing. It was a problem that I had when I was a, well, actually I got over it when I worked a job where you had to like manually start every single task before you began to do it, so that way you could log hours to it. I was pretty good at it then, though. But that's because the process of like starting the task, working on the task was so like ingrained there, and it's literally like how we justified our billable hours, that I got pretty good at it there. But in Eve, I'm so fucking bad at accepting a thing. I can see people selling accounts with it redeemed but not used. That would be... It's only a day, man. I think the biggest thing is... The real thing is somebody building a bunch of different accounts, all getting it on their bunch of different accounts, and now they just have a Sino alt wherever they want, whenever they want it. That's the real... Like, that is the single biggest use case for those systems, in my opinion. I even have a thing. My opportunity here, this is how I figured it out. My opportunity here says, you must go talk to the agent. So, awesome. I'm dumb. Could also be useful to bully streamers. I mean, Maybe. The thing is that you still need to have the ships and everything in order to do the thing. The biggest thing is the fact that any ship can, or any character can suddenly be able to fly a recon with a Cyno. In my opinion, that's the biggest single impactful thing that you could do with a character with only one day. But, I mean, being part of a bigger fleet or a defense or something like that could be critical too. You must also accept the mission after talking to the said agent. Yeah.
Warp drive active.
So annoying. At least we get to use the shipcaster again. I think we're going to do this mission. Once I'm done with this mission, we're going to call this stream good, probably, because it's already been 2.5 hours, and I'm sure it's going to be like at least another hour. Probably not, before I get this mission done.
Warp drive active.
Selling out Cyno alts? Yeah. Well, back in the day, you didn't need a recon ship to light a Cyno. You could do it in a rookie ship, as long as you had the skills for it. It's okay. We've all been on this journey together. All of this has been one fun journey. I did it on purpose. To make you guys all feel good.
Docking request accepted.
I certainly need to go clip that moment that I figured it out. Maybe put it up for members. I do have a video from members called My Soul Leaving My Body, which is me being killed by the drifters in my Odysseus on day one. It's a fun one. If you pay me $1, you can go watch me have a really bad time. You know what? I'm not even going to do the shipcaster thing. I'm just going to go for it because it's like the same distance. Yesterday was more painful. So the thing is, I had a lot of fun most of the time during yesterday. I'm glad that I did yesterday. I think that in the end, it would be nice to kind of go back a second time and be like, okay, well, if I'm trying to do this smart, how do you actually do it? And like bring in 4 different destroyers, 1 for each task, and see like how to do it well. I think it was really good as like a challenge, but I will say that like by the end of it, I was very, very done. My humor about it was completely spent by the end of it yesterday. Paywall your pain, that's the way to do it. I've been meaning to put out an edited version to everybody. And you could theoretically go back and watch the original VOD for it, but yeah. Pay me money, watch me suck. Is this your attempt at a chill stream? I'm chill. We're all chill here. Everything's chill. Look, I can get upset at my own Notice, I didn't get that mad at somebody killing me. I didn't get that mad at something in the game, like getting in my way or whatever. I got upset because it was me. I messed up. I was upset at myself. That's the critical thing here. And I wanted everybody to be able to see this is the kind of thing that happens, and it's okay. This was never meant to be an example of a good way to do things. This is just an example of doing things. What's funny is that the name of the mission is Roid Rage. That's my favorite part of this. Oh, nope, that's not that one. You can see the name of the mission is Roid Rage, which is pretty funny, all things considered.
Warp drive active.
If I suddenly get a lot of memberships because of that, then I'll be like, I need to make more member-only videos of me having bad things happen. You haven't played in 2 years? Now is a wonderful time to come back. Especially if you like high sec, especially if you like PvE, or faction warfare, PvP. Like, if you like either of those things, it is a very... If you love mining, I know that might sound weird, but if you like mining, now is like an amazing time to come back to the game. But also faction warfare, etc., etc. I mean, nullsec's still good too, but nullsec is always just its own thing. But like, it is a very good time to be coming back and checking out the game. Okay, so that slasher can mess me up, even on the other side, and can be the scout for other people. But I should be able to mess up a slasher, just the two of us. But the gate guns aren't going to protect me. I think he's probably more scared of me than I am of him. Probably. Probably? We'll find out. Oh, hey, look, we're in Vard. Yep, Republic captured Stellar Transmuter. It's funny, I could tell that we were in Vard because of the way that the glare flashed across the screen. Isn't that... I don't know, that's kind of funny, but... That was my first clue. Oh, man. And well, magnates aren't spooky. Amake is spooky in general, though, so let's keep going.
Drive active.
I can tell I'm in Botane just by the color of the planet, by the Dodi Gate. Well, yeah. I'm just saying, like, the suns that got affected have that weird pulsy to them that you can still see if the glare hits it from the right angle. There are some other systems that do cause that same glare, but when I see that glare, I know that I'm probably in one of those systems. I was in a basic 1 fighting a slasher, which turned into a slasher plus 6 kestrels. That's how it works, man. My favorite person in Eve killed me there yesterday. My favorite person in Eve doesn't play Eve anymore. I'm not sure what you mean by my favorite person. Never did faction warfare due to standees hits as an indie main. Yeah, basically all of the main ways of losing standings while doing faction warfare have been removed. I'm not sure who he's saying is the favorite, but Maldavius quit Eve a long time ago.
Drive active.
Oh, see, there's that glare again. And this is Egmar. Yeah, see, I saw that same glare, and now we're in Egmar, which is another one of the systems that have a captured stellar transmuter. I'm telling you, it works. You see that big, bright, long glare across, and it flashes it all? That's a really good sign that you're in one of these systems with a disrupted sun. Now I can't make it happen again, but... Oh, well. Oh, the guru guy? Oh, Young Puke. Oh. Okay, yeah, you know what? Fair enough. That's a good enough designation. Hi, puppy girl. Zoe, come to say hi.
Drive active.
No, you don't lose standings for doing faction warfare anymore. Hey, hi, Zoe. Let's give her a treat. girl. Yes, Maldavius is Thor. Or Pirate Software, or whatever. It is a Chihuahua pit. Yes, she's a chip pit. She's 3/4 pit, 1/4 Chihuahua. She's my detached executive troika for the sublimation of Poshlosh Flow. I have lots of videos of her on my Decanted channel. Do any observatories scare off asteroid belt rats? No. No. We both have chocolate Chihuahua pits. Aww. That's crazy that you recognized it as her as a chip pit without anything. Oh, I am in the mission now. What am I supposed to do? I need to destroy all of the enemies. Okay. How far do my rockets go? 8K? Okay, that's not very far. Good thing I have drones. I'll just let them do their work. So the thing is that when I went to this site, you can see that it opened up a beacon. So now this other guy, Samuel Fox, even if he doesn't have combat probes or anything like that, he could theoretically come into this site and interrupt me. But he would also need to have a... Did I even... Wait, did I use a... I thought I used a... Did I not use a asteroid? Wait, did I not use a acceleration gate to get in here? I don't think I used an acceleration gate to get in here. What do you think about BBC's new episode on Eve? I haven't watched it yet. I've heard decent things about it, though. Oh. Haulers. Not on my overview. Who? Mine's ears are floppy. I killed him once. He flies full abyssal to 8 billion Astero with snakes. Who? Oh, I hope I haven't messed up by spawning too many dudes. Should be fine. You should be fine. Oh yeah, they're barely doing any damage to me. Well, we'll see. We'll see how my repper holds. It's not, so I'm probably going to need to use my Ansil, at least some. We'll see. I'm going to kill these things fast, though. Wait, why are they leaving? Are they just all leaving now? Oh, I'm done. I'm done. I finished the mission. That was it. Alright, that was easy. Now we just got to get back to Mehator.
Warp drive active.
Oh, Samuel Fox. I think you're thinking of Samuel Tripty. Oh no, but he's Shadow Cartel, so you might be talking about Samuel Fox. I saw a video the other day with Laura speaking about the Triglavian drama a bit ago. Oh yeah, I saw that. I mean, I did interviews with Maldavius back in the day. Maldavius tried to ruin my whole thing. Like, he tried to really wreck my reputation during the Triglavian invasions because he wanted to be the main Triglavian invasion guy. So... I have stories. I have stories about Maldavius. 07 hybrid. Yeah, no, he's a slime bag. If you notice, I don't say bad things about very many people. In fact, I generally don't even say bad things about Young Puke. I just don't think that he properly represents faction warfare interests. But yeah, see that glare? Do you see that glare? That's the glare. That's the glare right there, right there. That pulsy glare right there that goes across the whole screen. That's how you know you're in a weird system most of the time. Not always. Like I said, there's a few stars that do that too. But like... Maldavius is just a slime bag. Or whatever you want to call him. Pirate software, etc., etc. I feel pretty comfortable saying that at this point. I think he's the only streamer or content creator that I've known or worked with or talked to in any capacity that I would be so negative about. I guess you knew before it was meta. Yeah, I mean, I will say, so like, I will say, watching his rise to fame was emotionally distressing to me, right? Because like I said, he really did make a name for himself by shitting on my project, like literally, like me directly, specifically. And so the fact that and also I'm an indie software developer just like him. So to watch him get all of this love and all of this fame and all of this recognition always felt to me like, it's like, oh, fuck, man. Not only is it like, yeah, it's just, it always was very bitter. So to watch his downfall, one day I suddenly start getting views on my old videos interviewing him with people making comments about him clearly using a voice changer and other weird stuff. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And so then I start to look into it and I found out what happened, and it's just been juicy ever since. I've very much enjoyed watching his downfall. Didn't he get canceled for trying to badmouth and stop killing gays? That is one of the things that ended up being his downfall, yeah. He's just also generally a prick and kind of a liar. Those guys are far enough away. It doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Too far away. They're not here, they're not here. Go, 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 before anybody can do anything. I'm on Vard, which is another one of those systems, so I should be able to do that effect again if I hit the angle right. But, eh. I've actually had to deal with him like behind the scenes because we were both leaders within the Triglavian collective, you know, the Triglavian initiative. And let me tell you, he is just as slimy behind, like he is who he is. That's not like, it's not even basically a character. Like he is literally that way behind the scenes too. I remember the very first time like I talked to him, he was bragging about how his community made memes of him that he was sharing around that he loves, and then it like, but in the process he admitted that he's the one that actually made them. So he made memes of himself for his community to have about himself. That's the kind of person he is, like, and that's behind the scenes. Hey, Lazy. Who made the call to burn it down then? Was there a video done about it? Oh, yeah, no, it was him. He got really bitter that he didn't get elected and he didn't have control over how Pachin was and that people were being mean to them because he had made so many enemies. And so he ordered his own guys destroy their own structures. I did actually, so like, okay, so one of his structures got stolen by some people that he shit on in the early days of the Triglavian invasion, and I actually convinced them to give him back the Fortizar right before it turned into Pachvin. And then he still like slandered me and stuff, and then ultimately I'm pretty sure they just destroyed their own Fortizar. It very much is the story of the frog and the scorpion, you know? He stung me, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? He's like, it's in my nature. I'm like, okay, fair enough.
Warp drive active.
I mean, unfortunately, being terrible does not prevent you from having a following. In fact, being terrible often enables you to do the very things that it takes to get a following. One more jump. As long as you hide portions of your terribleness. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, some of the optimal strategies are not necessarily great ones. And so the terrible people that are willing to go to those lengths are the ones that are successful. Just don't pull Illuminati and attempt to sue a lawyer. That's a big mistake. That's not the correct move. That said, all of the structures in Pochven need to die, for sure. The stabilization of Pochven must continue. I am the most terrible one. I'm the only one that bothered to launch live. Aw, lazy one. I try to be terrible in the right ways. Obviously, you know, I've made mistakes. I've got reasons for people to hate me. I've got reasons for people to cancel me. And yet, here I am. Because of you guys. I really, really appreciate it. All of you who continue to support me.
Docking permission requested.
But we're almost done. We're almost done here today. That's a lot of battleships.
Docking request accepted.
Unfortunately for you, lazy one, we are wrapping things up for the day. Fortunately for you, you can go back and watch it all through. It's been kind of fun. It's been pretty low-key. There has been some excitement today. I didn't get the whole story, but didn't he cry because people would attack him in Pochven? Like he thought it should be a space to control? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. He was mad that people wanted to blow up his structures, and therefore they would have to defend it all the time. And so rather than defend it, he decided to blow them up himself. Now, granted, in my opinion, everybody who's pro-trig should want every structure in Pochven destroyed. That is just my position as the former leader of the Kybernauts. My position is every single structure in Pochven need to be destroyed. Anybody who wants to support the defense of a structure is not a real Pochven resident, not supporting the Triglavian Collective. You got your Masonite quota? Excellent. Yeah, you think you're done until you can see what you can buy for it. You're going to want to mine a whole lot more of it. All right, we're going to complete this mission. Done. And I got... How much did I get? I should do more than level... I should do level 2 missions, but... Wait. Oh, yeah, it's going to be at the bottom. Imperial Crusade... Boom, little tick up, 0.125. So basically the same as 2 plexes for completing the mission. Now, obviously, I could have completed 2 plexes in that amount of time, but also I could have just not fucked up as badly as I did. That would have helped. You were on a mission this whole time. What did you do? Don't worry about it. I wasn't on a mission the whole time. Half the time I was trying to do the mission and not actually on the mission. No, we did, I had to, so this morning we basically finished off my plexing task and then I was trying to do a mission, but it's been a bigger struggle than it should have been. Yeah, it's Scordite. It's basically Scordite. All right. Well, Ash was failing a lot is what I did. Look, again, today just needed to get shit done. So that was the enjoyment. I hope you guys had a good time. It might be worth watching it just to see my own, all the ways I can mess things up. No, but I think for today, I'm going to have to say, now, actually, hold on. So tomorrow, oh, hold on. First of all, a couple other things. We need to go to the Theaters of War. Ari is still here, right? Is Ari still here? Ari, your fleet is today, right? So we're going to do... Yeah, make sure to like the stream. Ari's fleet is today. So I should pull us out of faction warfare today. Because then today we'll all be in faction warfare. Tomorrow we'll be in faction warfare. And then the next day we'll be out. Classic, start the quest and do it until you forget you were doing a quest. No, I did not accept the quest. That's the big problem. I read the patch notes today. It didn't seem to cover anyone's bug complaints, though, from yesterday. I was kind of concerned about that, although some of these things might take a little bit of extra time to resolve. I was very disappointed in the patch notes today, but I would not... I mean, like, a 24-hour turnaround is kind of aggressive, especially since you need to test your fixes, right? Malak, tell me that I should retire right now. We should retire now, right? So that way, by Saturday, we're out. Right? Yeah, retire now? Okay. Watch, it drops us out immediately. And then we fuck over Ari again. Oh, man. I'm just going to have to pay Ari $1 billion ISK if that happens. No. Okay, great. Yeah, so within 24 hours. So, yeah. So this time tomorrow and or the end of tomorrow, we'll be out of the militia. So that means I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. I probably could stream some tomorrow. Keep an eye on Discord. That's all I'm going to say. I have no promise about tomorrow's stream. We've already streamed every day this week so far. I probably will do more streaming tomorrow, just for you know, probably another chill stream or whatever, in case unless there's something else exciting to talk about. But I do recommend you be in the Discord and flag yourself as interested in YouTube videos, so that way you get those pings, any updates. We also talk in the Eve Universe show quite a bit. I'll be on Discord hanging out for most of the day. We'll be doing some faction warfare stuff later today. I probably won't be streaming that just because I don't necessarily want to drag everybody into it. I'm still getting used to this whole streaming all the time thing again. We're working on it. Today was a good little practice. Tomorrow I should be streaming, but no promises. And then, yeah. Just keep an eye on the Discord for more information. Also, if you're Brent... I am so shocked that there's no New Eden news or video or scope or anything like that. I'm actually very disappointed in that. Also, if you've never used a buddy code, you can get 1,000,000 free skill points. Use the link down below or in chat. Also, if you want to, you can support the stream by buying some merch like this mug. Or you can become a member or a patron, etc. You can also check out my secondary channel, the Decanted channel. Also, if you are interested in this damage meter that I've been using at the bottom here, that is called Peld. You can get that there. Yeah, we need to just get 15,000 people to finish the mission. Make sure to like the stream for the guinea pigs and the puppy girl. Thank you all for those of you who support me. This is, of course, how I manage to buy food for my dog and my guinea pigs and, you know, other things and pay for my internet bill. So I really, really appreciate all the support that I get from people. But that also includes all of you who just come and hang out, check out my streams, like them, and share them with other people to get it out there. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to help increase the overall literacy of EVE Online, because a better player base makes a better EVE Online. But all that said, I've been Ashtarothi. I've been playing this game since 2010, talking about it since 2012, and I'm here to put EVE into context for you, my fellow Empyreans. Thank you all so much, but especially my Immortal tier supporters: 745, MPSI, Arydanika the Queen, Bad Boy Smooth, Ebo Leet, Erladis, Elange, Flash Gordon, Grims, May, Malak Starfire, Malin, Mercuton, Mike, Morcar, Michael, Neelam, LM1, Sheesh, Susuro, Thrans, and Rid. Thank you all so much. And until next time, I've been Ashtarothi, the voice of New Eden, and I'll see you in space. Also, since we talked about it, I made a game. It's called Playtown. You should check it out.
Bring on the wrecking machine.
Oh, the dog has started barking. Good timing.
For every city